Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn.
Okay, so what would you like to discuss, to tackle today?
I realized over the course of the weekend, so you'd asked me a couple of weeks ago about, we chatted about annual goals versus monthly goals. So I've been thinking about that, and I realized that for me right now, quarterly is actually a really good rhythm.
Great.
Because of this, I need to get better about accelerating the sales cycle, but that's still in play. And I don't know why that felt like such a revelation to me, but for some reason it did. So I've just been thinking about how that might influence, whether or not it would influence any of my actions and activities. But I think that, the thing that is really sticking with me on the business side of things is just around realizing how my default is to kind of stop short of really getting things off the ground. I don't know how to phrase that. And I had never seen that before.
Sort of like the fussing around the offer, like that kind of getting things off the ground? What do you mean?
Kind of everything. When I really think about it, I created this entire very fabulous online course 5 years ago or so, had 50 organizations go through it. They got amazing results. And then it got to the point where I would actually have to do sales around it. And I really didn't, and I didn't want to. And so I was like, oh, there must be something wrong with the offer. I think
you had 15 or 50 go through it?
50. Probably 60, actually.
50. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a fascinating thing that happened, because 50 organizations going through it is way more proof of concept than you need. Okay. So
yeah,
the interpretation that there must be something wrong with the offer is kind of quirky, to say the least, right?
Yeah. And actually what I told myself was that that they weren't willing to pay for it. So it's around the money piece of it.
Yeah. And yet 50 were.
Well, they got subsidized or paid for by a foundation. So not many of those 50 parted with their own money because the foundation paid for it.
Okay. So you said there's something wrong with the offer instead of saying, I need to sell this to foundation.
Uh-huh.
Fascinating, right?
Yeah, right.
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 Isn't that interesting? It's around sales. Okay. That's so interesting. So what happens? Well, before I go into the deeper query around this particular thing, is this still a course that is on the table for selling? Where are you at with the course? I don't want to bring something into the mix if it's not in the mix right now.
I would love to bring this back into the fold. It would need, because it was 5 years ago, we would need to go through and just do mechanical things like make sure the links work and stuff like that. But that's, a day of work for my VA.
Yeah.
And that's a good offer. Like nonprofits increase their revenue by 175% to 250%.
Okay.
It's insane.
And how much did you sell it for previously?
Well, I waffled.
Okay.
I think mainly what we sold it for was $499 or something.
$499?
Yes.
Okay. Per person?
Yes.
Okay. And the value, do you still think that's a good price point, or do you think it needs to be higher? I don't know what the course is, so.
The course is beefy. I mean, it really is beefy. So I think it's low, and I think it sort of gave the impression that it was lighter than it actually is. Like if you're going to do the course, like it's an investment of your time, and energy.
So what would the right value of it be?
Closer to 1,000.
Closer to 1,000? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I would price it at 1,000. $997 is always a slightly better number. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I would make that your quick decider for organizations with teams. It costs you nothing, but yeah. But this is something we sell for $1,000, and you have a team of 30, so each person on the team would get access to this. That's a $30,000 value.
Yeah, that's a good quick decider.
Don't you think? I'm very pleased that we're having this conversation. Right? Now you have to sell that so they know what it is, the value of it.
Yeah.
What gets to happen, all benefits, all of that. Right? Because you can't just say they get this great course for $1,000 each, $30,000 value. They won't. You have to say what it does for the organization. Okay?
Yeah.
Love that. No time on your end, right? Is it all DIY?
No, just a little upfront. Mm-hmm. Just getting it spit shined, like, making sure everything, because there's a lot of outlinks to other resources.
Yeah, but not on an ongoing basis. Nope. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you love it and it's huge value for them, and it's DIY, that is like a fabulous bonus. Okay?
Yeah.
Costs you nothing. But it's a huge one for them. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. But that conversation was in service of a pattern of, you were using it as an example of starting but not finishing kind of thing. But I think it was a little bit more around stopping around the sales stuff. If people don't love it instantaneously, if it's challenging to sell, I'm not going to sell it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Is there another example that you want to give me so I can see the pattern? Because I'm not quite seeing. Yeah.
Well, so there's that, but I think it's not, I think it's similar to, how long I'm willing for a sales cycle to take. Because there's, for me, for whatever, someone saying, like, as an educator, part of part of my identity, if I have my identity be partly as an educator, is to like to educate people along the way, and therefore there's not a timeline associated with that. We're just going to stick with it until, people get there. But I think that it is a resistance to doing the challenging part of the process or action.
Yeah. Let me tell you my perspective on this. I 100% agree with you. Okay?
Okay.
And the challenging part of the process is digging in emotionally, like a quick decider puts people in a little bit of an emotional, intense place. And like they're going to lose out on something and they need something quick, right?
Yep.
And you don't want to make people feel, and I'm going to put quotes around it, bad. Okay?
Yeah.
But it's not bad. It's intense. Okay? Some people might tell you it's bad, and I've had many people get really pissy about it. I don't make quick decisions. I'm like, that's fine. I teach quick decisions, right? I know what success is based on. Like, I have a strong, clear sense of that. And it is to build emotional intensity, and you have to be someone who can handle that. Okay? That's why we do all the inner game work. And that was the conversation, more or less, that Laura was having with me last night. Like, I want to be like you. You have clear boundaries, right? Okay?
Yes.
And that's because I've done so much of the inner game work that allows me to realize like the truth of what I'm doing and not feeling like I have to make other people feel like I don't get my self-esteem by making other people feel good. Yeah, that you nodded your head. You got it. Okay. Okay. I don't like. You should write that down. I don't get.
I am. I literally was just.
Yeah.
Other people.
By making other people feel good. It's so important. It's not that I want to like. Then people will flip that. Oh, you want to make people feel bad? No, I don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want to make people feel good. Like that's not my job. It's not your job. Do you get that?
Yeah, I'm literally writing it down.
Okay. My job is to help you have more life, to expand who you're being, to live into your potential, to make more money, to do your work in this world, and so on and so forth. Okay. My job is not to make you feel good. That's why, just to translate this into your relationship, that's why you're paying me the big bucks and I can charge what I charge. And why other coaches can't, because they won't tell people the truth. Because they want to be liked. Do you get that?
I totally get it. My silence is not a not getting it. It's a like, holy schmoly.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. For you, it's, I want my clients to have better communication, do greater things with their organization, be able to do their big work in this world, right? To affect global change. They don't need to like me. Okay? Now, how does this fit in with that people buy from people they know, like, and trust? Okay? You don't, you like me, but you like me because I tell you the truth. Okay?
Right.
You don't like me because I'm jumping through hoops trying to please you. There's a difference there. Okay? I'm not.
I like you for the results that you get for me.
Yeah, and you like me for the experience you're having, right? But like, you like this conversation. I get that. Okay? You want the truth. But the slice is, some people don't like how direct I am. They won't buy from me. They're not in my world. Okay? I am fine with that. Okay? This work is for people who want like precision and directness and shortening the gap on time and all of those things that you're game on for. Okay? It's not for people who want, 12 years of therapy in the form of coaching, which is like asinine. Okay? To me. Do I have judgment around it? Maybe.
Maybe a little bit.
Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, no, I totally do.
Just want to talk about their stuff again and again and again.
That would be antithetical to your philosophy.
Right, exactly. Now, that doesn't mean that it doesn't take people time to move through stuff. I get it. I didn't like magic wand myself to where I am. It was an iterative process. Okay. But I wanted to go faster than slower. I didn't want to, just talk about the same things over and over again. I wanted breakthroughs. Okay. Sometimes I had to have multiple conversations though. And that's legit. Okay. That said, know, like, and trust is, you trust me, you know me, and you like the style of work that I do. Okay. And I believe the higher you're going to charge for your rate, your investment level, the more of a truth teller you need to be. People pay for speed, and speed requires truth. And it requires truth from the moment they meet you. For me, that's on the podcast, right? Or in our social media.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm as consistent as I can be all the way through, right? Sometimes we make mistakes because we hire a new contractor and they say something ridiculous on social media for our ads. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't fit my brand. But, you know, most of the time we're very consistent. Okay. We make mistakes though. And,
Sure.
But it starts with your marketing and then it's reinforced in that sales conversation. And it's what's going to make working with those clients easy. You know how when we started on your offers and you were talking about how it was just a total pain in the butt to like chase after people?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's not authority, okay? And it comes
and that's
from scarcity.
Consistent with this, like, in so many ways, I'm so consistent, right? And then there's like this, I don't know what to call it, like a gap or like I'm so authoritative in terms of like, use this word, don't use that word. No problem there. But I allow in the past, I'm not going to do this going forward, but I've just allowed the process of them like getting from me telling them to do something to like actually them doing it and changing and all of that to just take as long as it kind of needed to take for them.
Yeah. So a few things that you can do on that. You roadmap it in the sales call. Here's how I work. If you want to do this, you know, there needs to be a level of commitment from you and your team around this, and this. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what we want to do is we want to close the gap on time so that you get your results faster. Do you want to get results faster? Get them to say yes. Okay? Because if they answer the question, it's them, not you, telling them.
Right,
okay?
Right.
Okay? And then
the asking more questions is that was another thing. That's a growth edge for me.
Yeah, that's if you did nothing else, that would change your world. Okay?
Yeah.
And you know, I listened to a recent conversation that Cheryl had with someone, and I was coaching her up on it. I was like, you're just telling her you have to ask questions, right? And it doesn't work any other way. People will sell themselves if you ask the right questions. Now, you can get better and better and better at asking questions. And the questions I ask are going to be slightly different than the questions you ask. Okay?
Yeah.
But it's fundamentally the same. So what's at stake for the organization if you don't solve this problem? And they'll tell you, and then you go deeper from there. And if that happens, will your funding get cut off? What happens? What's the outcome?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it do you have a goal about helping people? Like, what's the impact on your goal?
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
It can start off on a high level, okay? But you have to go deeper into an emotional level.
Mhm.
And the stuff we did this weekend, did you do more of your work on your own?
Well, I think I told you about, what happened with and then Yeah.
Did that happen? Did she do it right then, or was she going to do it later?
Yeah. No, she did it right then. Like she walked past me and said, "It's time to let go," and I just cracked.
Yeah.
And then she came right back.
Complete?
She was like, I do feel like it's complete.
Okay, great. So more of that, please. We're going to keep unpacking that stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
Like it's complete with it. Great. I love that. And the more of this that we release, let go of, so that it's no longer who you are. Like you're terrified of losing people. Okay? Like that scenario. Yeah. And so that translates into your sales conversation. Do you get that? Like I can stand, trust me, I love the people in my life that are like my boyfriend, my family, all that. It's not like I want to drop kick people. Okay?
No.
And, and I'm just not terrified of losing them. Like if for some reason my boyfriend and I split up, in which at one point that happened, right? And I was like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, I am good.
Mm-hmm.
My life is not dependent on one person.
Yeah.
I need people. I'm a human being. I need people. Not a hermit. Not a go on top of the mountain guru. Okay? I need people. But I don't need one person. Like, I don't have all my eggs in one basket.
Right.
Because I know internally how clean and clear I am.
Mm-hmm.
That took a number of years. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. You mean I don't just move through that entirely in one weekend?
No, sorry. But that was huge progress. And we need to release more of that because because what it does is it puts you in scarcity. Mm-hmm. Not just money scarcity, but like the people scarcity causes you not to ask the deeper question, which doesn't actually serve that person or that organization.
Yeah.
Because you're worried that they're not gonna like you and that you're gonna quote unquote lose them.
I had not made that connection before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That is a big deal.
Huge.
Huge. It's so funny to be somebody who part of my identity is being independent, but not apparently.
Oh yeah. No, totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a coping strategy. And you can be multidimensional.
To being independent is?
Yeah. I mean, I have it too. And I love it. Like, I wouldn't get rid of it. It's good. Okay?
Yeah.
But it is, I mean,
good.
You know, if you had met me, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you would have seen someone who's incredibly independent, but still completely wrapped up in the conditioning of being afraid to lose love.
Mm-hmm.
That translates into being afraid to lose people. People liking them. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And what the other side, like if I hold the carrot up or paint the picture, is totally loving people, having a blast with people, okay? But not being afraid to lose them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fully delighting in them. It's actually a much more authentic and truthful kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Because you're not jumping through hoops or contorting yourself to be liked by them.
Yeah. You're just showing up.
You're just showing up and you're just appreciating them for who they are.
Yeah. That would be an easier way of being in the world.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's absolutely true. Okay?
Yeah.
So in terms of next steps, like action-wise from this, I think super simple. We came up with a great quick decider. Let's get that into play.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Uh-huh.
And then I want you to start imagining and road mapping your new sales conversations. Like any conversations that you're doing as follow-up with people, and then new conversations from this place of, if I was someone who wasn't needing to be liked and getting my self-esteem from being liked and wasn't worried about losing people, how would I handle this? What would I do? Okay. What questions would I ask? Okay. Yeah. Where would I go deeper? Okay. And imagine that out. You might write the questions. You might say, okay, they might say this. What would I say? Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you, Amira. That was good.
You're so welcome. Yeah. Awesome. I love it. Okay. Take care.
Me too. Bye.
I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode of Coaching Uncut. Let us know in the comments what you learned and how you can apply it to your own life and business. We absolutely love hearing from you. And we also love receiving your feedback. So thank you in advance for your likes and reviews. They really help us connect with more women who need this information to help them scale. So much appreciated for that and taking the time to do that. Now, if it's go time for you and you're ready to scale your life and your business, then I want to offer you up something. I want to offer you access to our Be Unstoppable Facebook group. We drop daily and weekly resources in this free group that show you exactly how to scale, what you need to be doing differently. So if you want access to that group and it's go time for you, go to theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, and that will redirect you there. So theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, no spaces, and start by getting your copy of the scale plan, which lives there, and it's totally free. So go do that now, and then tune in to the next episode and continue to be unstoppable.